Hiver Ewan headed me for Ryer Spy Searing BAB one them bledden, Ewan till it's happy and great, a baby. Someone muttered as I struggled down the narrow airplane aisle, my 8-month-old Ellie screaming at full volume. I felt 20 pairs of eyes burning into me as daggers of annoyance, judgments, and pure rage. I won this man made a show of putting in his almight. The woman by the window shot me a look that could freeze lava. I didn't blame them. Who was to sit near a crying baby on a 5-hour flight? But after my mom's sudden heart surgery, we didn't have the luxury of choosing when to fly. I'm so sorry, I whispered as I squeezed into the middle seat. Only the window woman acknowledged me with a tight nod that clearly said, "Keep that thing quiet or else," and I chose that moment to let out another ear-piercing wail. That's when I saw her eyes, Heather, a flight attendant with a guan bob making her way toward us. My stomach dropped, ma'am," she said quietly, leaning toward me. I had several passengers already express concerns about sitting near an infant. "I'll be up a policy about disruptive passengers." My face burned with humiliation as I bounced Ellie desperately on my knee. "She's just a retired," I pleaded. "Once we're in the air, she'll fall asleep, I promise." Heather's smile remained fixed. "I understand, but I need to consider all our passengers' comfort. Let me see what I can do." As she walked away, the best man beside me smirked. I fought back tears. The last thing the flight needed was 2 crying people in row. 16 minutes later, Heather returned. "Ma'am, if you could gather your things and come with me, please." This was it. We were being removed. I stuffed Ellie's toys into my diaper bag and stood up, avoiding eye contact with anyone as we followed Heather toward the front of the plane. But instead of the exit door, she stopped at row 3 minus an exit row with extra legroom where a single man in a suit sat by the window. "Captain Matthews would like you to have the seat, Miss Parker," Heather announced, loud enough for nearby passengers to hear. "As a Gold Star family member, we've said to you, but unfortunately first class is fully occupied." The well-dressed man looked up confused. "Mr. Daniels," Heather addressed him directly, "the airline would appreciate if you'd take the seat in row 16 so Miss Parker and her daughter can have this row. As I explained earlier, her husband was killed in Astindan last year, and she's flying to see her mother who just had emergency surgery." Absolute silence fell, broken only by Ellie's hiccuping sobs. Mr. Daniels stood immediately. "I, of course," he said, gathering his laptop bag. He paused beside me. My brother served 2 tours in Astantan. Thank you for your family's sacrifice." As I settled into the now empty row with space to lay Ellie down, I noticed Heather hadn't moved. "Is something wrong?" I asked quietly. She leaned in. No, nothing's wrong. But full disclosure was that man volunteered to move as soon as I explained your situation privately. And while we do have a Gold Star family program, I noticed your military-dependent ID when you handed me your boarding pass." She gave me a small smile, as sometimes people need a reminder about compassion. The captain authorized the seat change, but the rest was just captain encouragement. Inani fell asleep before takeoff, just as I'd predicted. Throughout the flight, passengers who had earlier glared at us stopped by to offer help. I was holding Ellie while I used the Tybee sharing snacks, even showing me photos of their own children. When we landed, I waited to thank Heather properly. "My husband is very much alive," I admitted. "He's actually meeting us at the gate." She winked. "I know I saw your matching wedding rings and the family photo on your phone, but everyone on this plane needed to remember, we're all just people trying to get somewhere, often during difficult times. Now, whenever I hear a baby crying in public, I remember tears always more to the story than what we initially see, guys, both for the crying baby and for the people around them who might be fighting invisible battles of their own. Sometimes, all it takes is one person brave enough to rewrite the narrative."